process for the absentee ballots. The absentee ballots, when they go out, it's the ballot, a secrecy envelope, an affidavit envelope, and a return envelope. The voter, when they receive the ballot, they vote the ballot, they put it in the secrecy envelope, put that in the affidavit envelope, then they have to provide a identification. So in the brown envelope that is returned, they put their identification, they put the affidavit, sealed affidavit. When it comes to my office, I open it to make sure that it does have the identification. If not, I have time to try to do something about it. It is sealed and secure until 1 o'clock on the election day. Those poll workers open it, they verify the affidavits, they open them, they separate them completely. The secrecy ballots then are put in a stack. They put everything else up. Then once all of the identification is out of the way, the secrecy ballots are opened and they're sorted according and fed through the voting machine, and then at 7 o'clock it's tallied. It's about as secure, to some degree, even more than going to the polls and voting.
That is good. One thing that I'm saying is, I've got the election representation, and I told you in your office that I had a person named down to be there to look after the absentee ballots.
Councilman, there's 15 or 16 people running, and they all can't have representation.
I'm only speaking for what the person that I want there.
But you're going to get to name 2 poll workers.
Poll workers and absentee ballots are different people, Council.
Yes, sir. I know what the city does on elections, and I have full faith in the honesty and integrity of everybody's name that I read on there. I don't have any problems with it.
And person name that I'm fixing.
I know you
As an
do,
absentee.
but
He
all,
has served before.
I understand, all 15 people do not have representatives
I'm
at
always
those
speaking for
ballot
district.
boxes.
I need representation for me.
We have a resolution presented to us, we need 2 people from
I'm not
that.
here for that. That's why all this would have been passed through.
If you want to go with another resolution, present it and we'll see where it
I'm
goes.
going, I'm asking the council. I had mentioned that I had a person to be there with the absentee ballot. And I told Ms. Horton that in her office.
Yes.
And I told her,
Councilman, who is the person you would like to be
it
considered?
was my son, he had worked it before. Louis E. Washington Jr.
So he cannot be, he is not a registered voter for the city of Wetumpka.
So he
cannot
can't
vote.
do it?
No, sir. He can be a poll watcher just like he
Well,
has
I had
in
someone
previous
else
years.
for the poll.
But anybody that is on this list to work the polls have to be registered voters within the city of Wetumpka. They do not have to be in the districts. The law allows
City
that you
limits.
could, but
You're
they
right on
have
that
to be in
one.
the city limits and
You're
are
right
elected
on that.
voters, so.
You're right on that. I give you credit on that. Well, the other 2, along with the inspector that I have here for Henderson Trailer, and the chief clerk for District 2, Sandra Wilkinson, and the other 2 names that I have here to work on the poll would be, Ann Roberts, and Elaine Pace. And now the poll watcher, and here she comes in, I send that letter. Once we're in.
The poll watchers and all candidates will receive a letter prior to explaining how it works. But poll watchers the candidates have to have a written request for a poll watcher. They have to be at the polls at 6:30 in the morning and take the oath of office and give it to the inspector. inspector. They do not have to stay all day, they can come and go, but they do have to go and swear it in. But I would send all of those information to all of the candidates, 10 days or so before.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You were-
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
One other question.
Yes.
In miracles, how many absentee ballots were there?
5 in my district.
I don't know for sure.
Janice, can I ask you one question? Did you verify that none of these persons that you're wanting to appoint are kin to any of the candidates? That's the only other requirement.
Right, to my knowledge, none of those that were previously on the list are in relation. I know we very well, but I don't know who everybody is, but to the best of my knowledge.
So I just didn't want to be in.
Right.
Have a problem with it.
There was a few that we have had in previous years that we did not consider this time because of that.
Okay. The next item would be item 2, a change order for a Ninth Street storm drain replacement.
Mayor, this is at Mr. Rhodes' house. I personally been there and looked at the job, it's a good job. Mr. Rhodes, I talked to him today, he's happy. I looked at the contents of the change order, they're documented. Larry Jarvis would probably be more qualified than I would to go by what they are, but Mr. Rhodes is happy, I'm happy. I think Ms. Weldon is happy with the work too.
What was the price
I
of
think it's
that?
$2,400, is that correct? 2277, $2,277.
That's in addition to the already contract.
Yes, sir, this would be above what we have appropriated for the project.
I think one of the things that happened, and Larry, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but there had been another line in there that we did not anticipate. And we had to go back over and pick up that line and bring it to the main trunk line and tie it all in order to make it work. So I think it looks good. Thank God we got some rain that has helped. And we found out, first of all, if the wall was going to do its job, and then that the water did flow through and not get into the basement of this house. So
I was there Friday during that deluge to check it out personally, and it worked fine. Worked good.
$2,277.
Yes, sir. Does anybody have any comments, questions?
Okay, and then under new business, a resolution tonight for the Alabama Historical Commission grant for the Black History Museum.
Mrs. Pace and Mrs. Taylor called me that there was a notice put out that the Alabama Historical Commission had opened up a grant program and listed all of the criteria that could be. It's the 2013. One of the things that appeared they were interested in was museums that had been closed due to cutbacks in funding for staffing and all, and that would be one of the things. Usually grants of this nature don't let you do salaries and benefits and all, but this particular one did. And the maximum amount for any one grant is $65,000. With the mayor's consent, I called Sarah Bauer at the Regional Planning Commission, and she came and met with Mrs. Pace and Mrs. Taylor last week, felt that it would be a grant that could have considerable merit and is working to have it prepared. It does need to go through the city, although it does not require any matching money on our part. We still has to go through an entity as the city. So it did require a resolution, which is included in your thing there. And if it is funded, what they were looking for were 3 part-time positions for about 3 days a week, about 4 hours at a time. We're hoping maybe it could be college students that could gain knowledge from a museum experience or something. If it is granted, then that payroll again will have to run through the city, but it should be all reimbursable, so it should not